sex trafficking victim from the United States real quick. Just a little portion of it.
We all went in, and it was me and my cousin Chrissy and my cousin Cody. We went in and asked my mom if we could go down and get some frosties before dinner. And she said, yeah. Me and Chrissy's walking, and that's when the Lincoln pulled up. From the very, very beginning, they drilled it into my head, they drilled it into her head, that, you know, if we try to act up, something really bad was going to happen. He threw me into the dining room table, busted me up pretty good, but Chrissy, he dragged up the stairs by her hair, threw her down the stairs, and did it again like 3 more times. I didn't want them dead, I didn't want her dead, and it'd be my fault, you know, I mean, it's like they had us completely wrapped, completely controlled, you know, to where we were brainwashed, where we were like, okay, we have to do this or else, you know, something bad could happen. I mean, that's what they did. They just played us off each other, you know, and it worked.
A lot of truck stops I go into, you see a lot of the girls, and a lot of them are very young.
This one, she didn't even look 13, 14 years old. She had a little mini skirt on. Within 30 minutes, that girl had done been in 3 or 4 trucks.
My son and I were driving through Oklahoma City, had the radio on, and the guy comes on the radio, hey, anybody want any underage girls?
To realize that this is going on in America is disturbing.
When most people think of the problem of child prostitution and sexual exploitation of children, they think of it as being a problem for foreign countries, for third world nations, and doesn't exist here in the U.S., and that's just not true. If you have adult prostitution going on in your area, you have child prostitution going on in your area.
Here we are, you know, I'm 15 years old, and my cousin's 14, and we're here at a truck stop, you know, being forced to work it, you know, being forced to go to truck, asking, you know, if the guy would like to have sex with us, you know, and we're young girls, terrified out of our minds.
Nobody wakes up and says, gosh, I'd really like to sell myself on the streets today. That is something that is being directed by the victimizer, by the trafficker. And these kids find themselves in a situation they cannot, literally cannot get out of.
Okay, so kind of crazy, right? Okay, so from that one phone call that man made to rescue these girls, it was one call, he saved 9 lives, 9 different girls' lives, and 31 people were convicted in a 13-state trafficking ring. A couple facts about human trafficking. It's the 2nd largest criminal industry in the entire world, next to guns and drugs and whatnot. The profit in the United States, a profit for a girl is $70,000, whereas in somewhere like Thailand or China, a girl is worth $10,000. So all the money is basically here. So they bring girls over here because this is where the money's at. And Toledo is a gateway city. So they bring girls here to move them up to Detroit. The victims are mostly runaways, so they're mostly people who, younger teenagers who have run away from their parents who were drug addicts, alcoholics, or just abuse from the family, and end up in a situation that's a lot worse than what they were in. In Toledo, there is a good amount of awareness compared to Columbus, where there's little to no awareness. That's why an organization called the Daughter Project was started to raise awareness about sex trafficking in Toledo and to the United States. On the website, they when they're talking with the girls, they say, prostituted girls like all the abuse survivors, prostituted girls like all abuse survivors have been victimized by individuals who had greater power and used it against them. As you saw in the video, they don't really have a choice, or they get the crap beaten out of them. In an interview with 13 ABC with an FBI agent, they were talking about sex trafficking in Toledo, and he told 13 ABC, particularly with young girls, if you promise them heaven, they will follow you to hell. That's often what happens in these cases. These guys are smooth talkers, and they promise in the world, but the reality is they find themselves in more deplorable conditions. Okay, the organization was started by this man who he was reading a book about sex trafficking, and he got 2 chapters into this book and was like, I want to go volunteer, I want to go do something, I am now inspired. And he's from the Toledo area, but there was nowhere to come volunteer. So he started this organization to help girls who are recovering from sex trafficking. And one of the things that, he's a Christian man, and one of the things that inspired him was Matthew 25. When you feed or give clothes or offer them comfort to people in need, then it is as if you were feeding or caring for him personally. And by him personally, it means God. Like, you know, the people that you, like the homeless people that you would see by Kohl's or at a corner somewhere asking for food or asking for a job or some kind of help. That's basically the meaning behind it. Okay. What the Daughter Project does to help is they offer these girls that have been rescued abuse and addiction counseling, because these girls, they are the people that traffic them addict them to drugs, and if they refuse to do anything, they beat the crap out of them, rape them, and if they get pregnant, they are given an abortion, because, and then they also give them health and nutrition education, vision care, legal counsel, and spiritual mentorship, because it's a Christian-based organization. Okay, ways that you can get involved is, if you have the time, you can be a house mom. A house mom is a person who, it's normally 2 to 3 women, and they take care of the girls in a support home, where there's normally about 4 to 6 girls in the house at one time. And the moms work about 2 to 4 days a week there, and the moms get days off and they can go to another home and kind of unwind and not think about all the stuff these girls have been through. You can adopt a daughter financially. When you adopt a daughter, it's you are responsible for the money that they get for food, clothes. You're basically responsible for them. You can also tell others about the Daughter Project website and kind of move people toward there. On their website, they have all kinds of stuff about sex trafficking, the organization, all kinds of stuff. You can donate from anything from $1 to as much as you want. They also have a yearly comedy show fundraiser. The ticket's $20, and $20 is dinner with your boyfriend, half a tank of gas, anything like that. You can also volunteer for the maintenance team and work when listen for when they're going to build another house. They right now only have 1 house, but they are planning on building another one in the future and help build the next home. In conclusion, the only thing required for evil to triumph is for good people to do nothing. So if you sit there and do nothing, nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to be done about this horrible thing that we have going on. Sex trafficking is equivalent to our modern day Holocaust.